After wowing audiences during its 21-night performance in Liverpool, now the story of the so-called Fifth Beatle Brian Epstein is set to come to London. Everyone knows the genius mastermind behind the Fab Four, but little is known about Brian Epstein, the man himself, until now. Beatles manager, Jewish, gay, genius. There are a number of titles you could call Brian Epstein, but few really knew his story. He became the manager of the Beatles at 27 and died at 32 of an accidental drug overdose. But what he accomplished in those 5 years is more than some people do in their lifetime. Andrew Lancel, the actor who plays the Beatles' mastermind, says it's about time Epstein was recognized for the iconic man he was.
I've said before that he was worthy of a play even if he hadn't discovered the Beatles. You know, his life, his background, his sexuality, his faith, his ups and downs. You know, this is a guy who really ran the gamut, and then he discovered the Beatles.
The intimate play features only 2 characters, Epstein and another called This Boy. The show imagines what Epstein's final drug-fueled days would have looked like, all the while looking back at his fascinating career. Will Finlayson plays This Boy and explains what his character is all about.
This boy is you and me. He's a normal lad from the 60s, growing up in Liverpool in the time when you either boxed or, you know, played football. And Liverpool at the time is an absolute explosion of expression and, you know, freedom, and all these people, all these records coming over from the States, bringing all the records, the merchant navy workers coming over, and Liverpool really took off. Now this boy, he's quite brash. He's quite, you know, he's a bit rough. Him and Brian are from completely different walks of life, so you know, when they get in the same room together, it's quite refreshing, and I don't think Brian expects some of the things that get said to him.
Director and co-producer Jen Hayes says they faced several rejections before finally bringing the play to life. And now London will really get a chance to see the man behind the Beatles.
He's a flawed character, and he's complex, and he's driven, and he's ambitious, and he's wanting to make his mark. And so during the play, you know, we unpick those elements of him as a character, and we start to, I think, feel like we've known him, or we do know him by the end of the play.
The play is set to premiere at the Leicester Square Theatre on the 30th of July and will run for about 6 weeks. This year would have been Brian Epstein's 80th birthday, and to celebrate, a film and TV series is set to premiere. He's also expected to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm Cindy Martin for JN1 in London.